is Boston's best executive, Don Sweeney, on the 8-year, $90 million deal, first reported by Rich Keefe a couple weeks ago. Finally getting signed yesterday. And next time, Shime, you're doing a great job. And your rejoins have been on point. Maybe Bare Naked Ladies, I Want to Be a Millionaire. Or I Want $1 million.
If I had $1 million?
Right, that would be much better.
Oh, I liked that one, though.
That was
from
very.
Shime.
Who was that behind that?
That would be Nelly and Cash.
Oh, right. I love Cash.
Nelly.
Something that Greg is not using on the Red Sox trip this weekend. But
hilarious when it comes to Greg. My mom was on a flight coming from Fort Myers to Boston. She texted me, how funny would it be if I ran into Greg if the flight that he was coming down on was the one I was taking back up? And do you know it? I get a selfie from Greg of he and my mom and Julia at the airport. So she got to say, hey, hello to one Greg Hill.
Well, hopefully he didn't miss the bus with the Red Sox. He has to get on the schedule with everybody. But this morning we are on Twitch like we are every morning, and Good Morning Twitch. And if you want to look at it, Boston WEEI, it's a very loving place full of supportive people. And thanks to our great friends at Kentucky Owl the Wise Man Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So the Bruins with another win last night, 7-1. They have the deal yesterday with David Pastrnak, 8 years, $90 million, and we have several callers lined up who want to talk about the Bruins, and then we will get to the leads in about 5 minutes. But first, the best Bruins caller in Boston, Maria in Watertown. Good morning, Maria. How are you?
Good. Oh, it's a beautiful day, Curtis. A beautiful day. This team, I'm going to say, this Boston Bruins team is the best sports team in the city of Boston, bar none, in 2022-2023. And there's plenty of room on the bandwagon for anybody who wants to jump on the train, except for Adam Jones. It's just amazing that, a team comes in, an opposing team comes into that building, and they could feel pretty good about their game, and then this team just rips their heart out and demoralizes them to such a degree that, who knows if the Buffalo Sabres are going to recover, but it's simply unfathomable. But it's the most enjoyable Bruins season that I can remember watching in all of my many, many years of being a hockey fan. So, it's truly amazing. Don Sweeney has done, Trader Donnie has done what Trader Danny refused to do for many, many years in terms of, coveting draft picks and not utilizing them. So good for you, Donnie. Build for now, worry about the future at another time. But I think everyone should just enjoy, as sports fans, I don't care what sport you're dedicated to, watch this team, because it's truly something special and phenomenal to watch what these professional athletes are doing right now.
All right, Maria, always good to hear from you, and glad you're enjoying this.
They're so good in every aspect of, you don't even got to get deep into the weeds of knowing hockey. Just watching them play, they're just so good. I mean, they got talent all over, and Pasta is,
it's not on any one person either.
No, but when you're a superstar, it's like when if you watched Edmonton and every time Connor McDavid kind of got the puck, you were in awe because he was going to look like he was going to do something special. Right. Pasta's kind of that same way. I know he had a couple sloppy turnovers, but most of the time when he has the puck, it's something he's doing something really good in the sense of creating, getting good shots off. It's just they're just talented.
And you know what? It's an odd thing, but I feel like we have all been scarred from the 2007 Patriots in a good way, where I remember the build-up to that championship, when you're the 2 weeks in between the Super Bowl and the AFC title game, where people were sort of figuring out how great the win will be, looking past the Giants again. And there's an element to the Bruins' experience this season where Bruins by nature are very critical of their own team, and they're the last group in this market to get ahead of themselves. But there's also that sort of forced understanding that you need to enjoy it while it's here and not take it for granted, because no championship is guaranteed. that I think is added to the enjoyment.
But we're massholes. We can't do that.
But
nobody enjoys.
I'm enjoying this.
You enjoy it, but aren't you really like, as a true fan, as somebody that wants to see your team win championships, you go, all right, I'm enjoying this, but let's get to the when it really matters.
I agree with you, Wiggy, but I think Boston fans are enjoying it a little bit more now that we know that we've got pasta for the long haul. Because before, you were saying, and I agreed with you, if you don't do it right now, you could have a completely different looking team next season and seasons to come. If you can't get a deal done with Pasta, who knows what happens with Patrice? Who knows what happens with Krejci? And now that we know that we have a future with Pasta, I think that makes Bruins fans sleep a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely helps. But I was always brought up as a Boston sports fan where it was about winning the championship.
That's
when the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah, well, Brooklyn, they moved, so they were before my time. So that's always what it was. It was about when we used to argue like Celtics, Lakers, it was always about championships. That's where the bragging rights were, right? So your bragging rights are there, and that's the most important thing as a fan. You want to be able to brag when you get around other fans and go, look we won the championship. That we don't care about, we had the best, because we become the Indianapolis Colts. We had the best regular season record.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, not relevant. Chris in Boston before we get to the leads. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks a lot, guys. And before I get to LTIR, Courtney, thank you for bringing – I love Pasta, too. And he's come a long way since 2019 when he was doing backflips and everyone was down on him, or he broke his hand or whatever he did. And, was his immaturity, but – he had a lot of personal issues. Thank you, Courtney. I love Pasta, too.
He's the
But
best.
LTIR, and I had a feeling when I saw Taylor Hall coming home, I was like, they could put him on LTIR. I'm not trying to be Nostradamus, but they could put him on LTIR and sign and go and get another trade. And what Sweeney did, I love that. You know what? Hey, Tampa Bay did it. We can do it. Great job. Let's keep going. Thanks, guys.
All right, Chris. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sweeney is in the middle of one of these unbelievable, runs that are just when they had the Bertuzzi trade, and then you're sitting back. Even before the Bertuzzi trade, we're speaking with Mike Milbury. He's like, they could be done. Stand pat. They did enough. And then right after the trade at 10:15, there's the 8-year, $90 million deal with Pasta, where we were thinking it was going to be over $13 million, and they get it for less than $12 million.
Right. Yeah, Sweeney has definitely gone from, all right, everybody wanted to run this guy out of here, it seemed like about a year ago, to now he's kind of, reinvigorated the fan base in the sense of in the trust that they have in him. So Sweeney is doing a great job, and I'm with Maria. I can care less about the draft picks. It's about the here and now. It's all about the moment, and they're in a great position to be able to go out there and finish the moment.
Yeah, Greg always says, carpe diem, seize the day.